Greetings, AcePreps here, and today we'll be talking about my EDC, or everyday carry. So first of all, what's an everyday carry? It's basically just the items you have on your body, on your person, every day in order to face your day-to-day life. In my case, my EDC is meant in order to basically assist me in day-to-day life. So it contains all the items that I need on a daily basis, as well as a few kind of tools or emergency items. What I'll be talking about today is my on-body first layer EDC. In addition to that, I also carry a backpack with me most or pretty much all of the time. So even for non-preppers, there's a few EDC items you have most of the time. One of them is a phone. I'm using mine to film right now, so it's kind of hard to show it to you. But it's basically just a very basic phone, smartphone. Have some prepping related apps on it. I can show you those in a separate video. Have some cash underneath the case, and that's basically it. Then the second item would be a wallet. This is my wallet. It's a Tyvek Wallet by the German startup Papercut, which I just bought like 1.5 years ago. And I honestly quite like it because it's very slim for the amount of cards and cash I have in it. It's also RFID protected if you're worried about data theft. And it basically just contains pretty standard items. The one prepping related item I have is at the back behind the cards. Just gonna get it out. So we have the cards here. The always important Uno reverse card. And on this side I just took them out. At the very back I have a tiny Ferro Rod I got from some cheap survival kit that basically just I have in here as like a last ditch effort for making fire if all my other gear fails, or if I'm in a really bad situation. I don't know. I wouldn't even know when exactly to use this, but as a prepper and as a person interested in survival, it just feels right to have a Ferro Rod with you. Then the next item is my keychain. I'm not going to show you the keys itself. Never show keys on camera because they can be copied from a single photo. Just some security tip there, but the two prepping related items I have on there are a tiny Swiss Army knife that I mostly use for the toothpick in case I don't have a toothpick available, as well as for the scissors for like for basically cutting nails while traveling, or if you rip anything. I run that sometimes as a ledger opener, something like that. It's just convenient to have a small backup knife. And in this capsule, I have like electrical tape around it in order to quickly fix things. I've used this a couple of times already. And in the capsule is just some cash tightly rolled up, because cash can solve most of your problems in a day-to-day basis. Then we're moving to the more prepper-related items. There I have a knife. This is a Kershaw Natrix. Not spring-loaded, still quite nice though. I basically chose it mostly because in relation to the grip, it has a fairly long and heavy blade, which means I can use it for a lot of tasks. And also because the pocket clip here is very deep. You can almost not see it if it's in your pocket. I still took some spray paint and basically colored this black. It's peeling off a little, but this is just to make it a bit more inconspicuous in my pocket. Also, what I like about it is that it's not black coated or anything, so it doesn't look as threatening if you use it in a day-to-day like office type situation or something like that. Next to this, I also have a multi-tool. For this, I chose the Leatherman Choose CS4. I chose this first of all because it's very small and compact. I don't need a full multi-tool in day-to-day life. I have one for the bug-out bag for more rural work, but for day-to-day life, I have the Leatherman Juice. It's also blue, doesn't look as threatening. What's very convenient, what I actually use quite a lot, is that the scissors on here are really big, or actually bigger than on my main multi-tool, which is also very useful in like office type settings. And other than that, it's just your basic multi-tool. Has a number of screwdrivers, different tools, backup knife. That's basically it. Pretty good multi-tool. Then I also have just a generic lip balm. My lips tend to get dry. I carry one tactical pen, I have no idea which tactical pen this is anymore. It was a gift a few years ago. It's not the most high quality pen. I basically just carry it in order to take notes, or for spontaneous geocaching, for example. It also has, which I find quite funny because if you watch my channel, you know I have a few videos on escaping handcuffs. It has a handcuff key in the back. It's a bit dinky, it's not great for getting out of handcuffs, but with a bit of twisting it actually works. Never had to use it, but well, it's funny to have it in there. Also have a glass breaker on the back in case of car accidents, for example. Also luckily never had to use that. And the last item I have in my pockets, or it's actually two items in little plastic bags, is nitrile gloves and a resuscitation mask. Why do I carry these two items? Because on a day-to-day basis, this is one of the most likely events where you have to save a life, is in case somebody has a heart attack, for example, or like their heart stops, anything in that direction, and you have to keep them alive until emergency services come. I see a lot of people carrying, for example, tourniquets on a day-to-day basis. I mean, I have one in my emergency, like in my first aid kit, but honestly, tourniquets are something you'd use more likely in a combat type scenario than in a day-to-day scenario. So these are just the first line items. I have a bigger first aid kit in my backpack, but as like the first line quick response items in order to just keep somebody alive until emergency services come, gloves and the resuscitation mask, basically the most important ones. So how do I actually carry these items? For demonstration purposes, I have my favorite pair of pants here. These are the Pentagon Rogue Hero pants. They're basic black pants, so you can go, if you're into the Greyman concept, they're very inconspicuous, but they're also made by a company that makes tactical clothing, which means their pockets are bigger, they have a bit higher quality materials, you can move very well in them. One item I still can mention is at the back of this belt I have a tiny piece of bobby pin clipped in. I rarely even think of this. I just put it in one time as a kind of backup option to break out of handcuffs in case this situation ever arises. I never even notice it's there, but it's just like nice to have. So how do I have them in my pockets? What I have here is very convenient double layered pockets. So I have the big main pocket that goes until like here, and I have a smaller back pocket. If I wear other pants that doesn't have these features, then I just put everything into one pocket, of course. So starting with my right pocket, since I'm right-handed, I want to have my knife for quick access. So this clips in here. Gotta lay it on top so I have an idea of the entire order. I have it at the back as well, so it's against the edge of the pocket so that it doesn't accidentally open up in the pocket, because that could lead to injury. Next to it I have my pen for quick access as well, or in case, worst case, I have to defend myself, it's also quickly accessible from my right hand. And then in the main pocket the only thing I still have is my phone. Don't have any other items in there because I realized that I pull out my phone in day-to-day life quite often, and if I have too many other items, it can happen that I accidentally pull out another item as well, or it falls to the ground, which can be a bit embarrassing in the case of a knife, for example. So I just avoid that. On the other side, in the top pocket, the only thing I have is my tiny first line medical stuff. Then in the main pocket at the bottom, because I don't use it that often, goes the Leatherman. Over it, for quicker access, sliding in here, goes the wallet. Next to it, lip balm. Well, this is obviously in the wallet. And keys. That's basically it. Pretty straightforward. I do not have a concealed carry. I live in a country where I'm not allowed to have a concealed carry, but also where luckily I don't feel the need to concealed carry. So this is basically it. I carry a backpack with me pretty much every day of the week. I can give you a tour of that if you want, but these are the first line items I carry on a day-to-day basis. In addition to that, obviously now that we're in Corona, I carry a mask, protect myself. Also, I think a pretty straightforward question. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it informative. Please leave a comment down below. What is your EDC? What do you think of mine? Is there anything I could improve? Is there anything I could change? It's definitely going to change and evolve as I progress in life, as I have different jobs, go into different scenarios. EDC is always something that evolves with you. This is what works for me currently and what actually worked for me for the last few years. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.